Published 2350 EDT, the 14th of August 2017. Updated 0001 EDT, the 15th of August 2017. Two more business leaders have stepped down from Donald Trump's American Manufacturing Council in reaction to his Charlottesville response. Under Armour CEO Kevin Plank revealed on Monday afternoon that he was stepping down from the council to focus on inspiring and uniting through power of sport. A few hours later, he was joined by Intel CEO Brian Kranich. Their resignations come less than a day after Merck Pharmaceuticals CEO Kenneth Frazier announced he was leaving the group. Intel CEO Brian Kranich was one of three business leaders to resign from Trump's American Manufacturing Council in reaction to his Charlottesville response on Monday. Under Armour CEO Kevin Plank also revealed on Monday afternoon that he was stepping down from the council. Plank said in his statement that he joined the council because he wanted Under Armour to have an active seat at the table and represent our industry. We remain resolute in our potential and ability to improve American manufacturing. However, Under Armour engages in innovation and sport, not politics. He wrote, "I love our country and our company and will continue to focus my efforts on inspiring every person that they can do anything through the power of sport which promotes unity, diversity and inclusion." Kranich said he resigned because he wanted to make progress, and found the government's leaders to be more focused on scoring political points. Politics and political agendas have sidelined the importance of rebuilding America's manufacturing base, he wrote in a lengthy statement. "I resign to call attention to the serious harm our divided political climate is causing to critical issues, including the serious need to address the decline of American manufacturing." Plank said that he was resigning to focus on inspiring and uniting through power of sport. Plank said in his statement that he initially joined the council because he wanted Under Armour to have an active seat at the table and represent our industry. Kranich likewise mentioned the violence that broke out in Charlottesville on Saturday after white supremacists stormed the University of Virginia campus. "I have already made clear my abhorrence at the recent hate-spawned violence in Charlottesville, and earlier today I called on leaders to condemn the white supremacists and their ilk who marched and committed violence," he wrote. "I resigned because I want to make progress while many in Washington seem more concerned with attacking anyone who disagrees with them." Kranich added that he hoped the country would once again honor those who stood up for equality and other cherished American values. "My request, my plea, to everyone involved in our political system is this: set scoring political points aside and focus on what is best for the nation as a whole. The current environment must change, or else our nation will become a shadow of what it once was and what it still can and should be." Kranich said he resigned because he wanted to make progress, and found the government's leaders to be more focused on scoring political points. Frazier, the council's only black member, was the first to resign on Monday. He called on American leaders to clearly reject expressions of hatred, bigotry, and group supremacy. "As CEO of Merck and as a matter of personal conscience, I feel a responsibility to take a stand against intolerance and extremism," he wrote. Trump was quick to attack Frazier following his resignation, tweeting that Frazier would now have more time to lower rip-off drug prices. At Merck, Pharma is a leader in higher drug prices while at the same time taking jobs out of the U.S. "Bring jobs back, lower prices," Trump tweeted again as he left Washington for New York. Trump has so far remained quiet on Plank and Kranich's resignations, instead tweeting that it felt good to be home in New York after 7 months, but the White House is very special. There is no place like it, and the U.S. is really my home, he added. Of the 21 members who remain on Trump's council, only one has outwardly said they are reassessing their position. AFL-CIO President Richard Trumka, one of the top labor leaders in the country, called on Trump to unequivocally denounce the actions of bigoted domestic terrorists in Charlottesville. "We are aware of the decisions by other members of the President's Manufacturing Council, which has yet to hold any real meeting, and are assessing our role," he said in a widely released statement. While the AFL-CIO will remain a powerful voice for the freedoms of working people, there are real questions into the effectiveness of this council to deliver real policy that lifts working families. Leaders for Campbell Soup, Dell, Dow Chemical, International Paper, Nucor, and Whirlpool all confirmed with Fortune that they will be staying on the council. Merck CEO Kenneth Frazier was quit Trump's American Manufacturing Council over the president's lackluster response to the violence caused by white supremacist groups. Trump lashed out at Merck on Monday afternoon, calling it a price-hiking exporter of jobs. The president had already bashed Frazier by name on Monday morning after news broke that the only black member of his manufacturing council had quit. President Trump left is photographed with Kenneth Frazier right in July. On Monday morning, the official Merck Twitter account sent out CEO Kenneth Frazier's statement on why he decided to quit President Trump's American Manufacturing Council. Off that group, Campbell, Dow, International Paper, and Nucor explicitly condemned the violence in Charlottesville. Leaders for Harris Corp., Alliance for American Manufacturing, and Lockheed Martin, the remaining companies on the council, either could not be reached or would not provide a comment. Trump has been facing major backlash over his much-penned response to Charlottesville, in which one counter-protester was killed. Nazi sympathizer James Fields, a 20-year-old from Ohio, used his Dodge Charger to run over counter-protesters, killing 32-year-old Heather Heyer and injuring 19 more. He's been charged with second-degree murder. On Saturday, Trump made a statement from his Bedminster resort in New Jersey saying, "We condemn in the strongest possible terms this egregious display of hatred, bigotry and violence on many sides." On many sides, critics, including a handful of congressional Republicans, suggested that Trump was falsely equating the neo-Nazis, KKK members and white supremacists protesting the removal of a statue of Confederate Gen. Robert E. Lee with those marching against the hate groups. It would be 2 days before Trump finally condemned the hate groups by name. Racism is evil, and those who cause violence in its name are criminals and thugs, including the KKK, neo-Nazis, white supremacists and other hate groups that are repugnant to everything we hold dear as Americans, he said at the White House. Kenneth Frazier left, the CEO of Merck, was the only black member of President Trump's American Manufacturing Council. Members of white supremacist groups are photographed gathered in Charlottesville, Virginia, Friday night. Members of hate groups including the KKK are escorted by police past a group of protesters. Counter-protesters and members of hate groups clash in Charlottesville. One counter-protester was killed, along with 2 police officers in a helicopter crash. We are a nation founded on the truth that all of us are created equal. We are equal in the eyes of our Creator. We are equal under the law. And we are equal under our Constitution. Those who spread violence in the name of bigotry strike at the very core of America. It took Trump under an hour to respond to Frazier's decision to quit the manufacturing board. 6 prominent CEOs have since walked away from one of Trump's White House boards. On the heels of Trump exiting the Paris Climate Accord, Tesla CEO Elon Musk, also part of the American Manufacturing Council, threw in the towel. Disney CEO Bob Iger, who served on the President's Strategic and Policy Forum, exited over Paris too. Now former Uber the CEO Travis Kalanick left Trump's boards in February over the administration's travel ban, which targeted Muslim-majority countries.